Friday and all this week, people will be celebrating our national independence with fireworks. And while most people enjoy it, the loud noises and bright flashes can trigger stressful memories, especially for some veterans or first responders. And to talk more about this important topic, we have Dr. Aaron Wilson with us from the Via Linda Behavioral Hospital. Dr. Wilson, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the connection between fireworks and PTSD, and what do people experience when they're being triggered by this?
Yeah, you know, we do see an uptick in PTSD symptoms for our military first responders. You know, it's the patriotic holidays in general can be triggering, and then the 4th of July is a little bit unique just because of the fireworks, which loud explosions, bright lights. You know, you add to the mix, there's maybe an uptick in alcohol use and being around family that can be a little bit triggering for some people. So it's kind of the perfect storm for some folks that struggle.
We talk a lot about, you know, awareness is an important step in healing, and I wonder if there are folks out there who maybe aren't aware that the fireworks are so triggering to them, but they might just be feeling off. What are some signs or some symptoms or some things people should be watching out for?
Yeah, I think for the patients themselves or the people themselves, it's looking out for an uptick in anxiety, maybe some depressive symptoms that start to peak around this time. You know, a lot of people see those symptoms and they worry about their dogs. And so it's interesting, a lot of folks will come to me and say, hey, my dog really struggles. What do we do for the dog? And I'm not a veterinarian. But what I do tell them is, you know, a lot of kind of paying attention to how that dynamic is going and how you're treating your loved ones. Some people will notice a lot of irritability. So there's some warning signs we look out for. And like I mentioned with the alcohol and substances, sometimes those things just pour fuel on the fire.
And let's say you're a family member of someone who might be, you know, experiencing this.
Yeah.
How can you be a good supportive family member?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, the awareness is key. So kind of anticipating these holidays, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, the 4th of July. I think knowing those holidays are coming up, maybe even having a little bit of dialogue about it. You know, sometimes folks are a little bit resistant to talk about, but the more you can kind of have that runway ahead of time and just say, hey, what can we put in place? You know, or maybe even just being mindful of situations, like, are you going to a crowded space? Are you going to a huge fireworks display around a lot of people? So just that awareness is key.
And at Via Linda, you have a special program designed for veterans. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we do. So we have it's a Patriot Support Program. We have a 20-bed unit specifically for military first responders. It's a fantastic program. Most of our staff are veterans themselves or former first responders, and so they just really understand that culture. There's programming specific to some of the trauma and substance abuse that we see specifically in that population.
For somebody out there who maybe hasn't sought professional help, what's your message to them?
You know, I think just taking some of the guilt and the shame away. I mean, we have, you know, our patients will come in and just be like, hey, I haven't sought help. I thought it was a sign of weakness. And for us, we really celebrate when they reach out and just say, hey, it took a ton of strength for you to come in here, and really celebrate that strength, make them feel very welcome, kind of roll out the red carpet and just make sure they feel like they can get some help.
Dr. Wilson, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Much more information on Via Linda on our website. Just go to azfamily.com and click on the Scene on TV tab.